2 and 3 and 4. Hey, good morning, Logan. What's poppin'? Boom!
This is Odysseus. He was the king of Ithaca. He was an extremely skilled warrior, and this is shown greatly in the Trojan War. The story takes place mostly after the Trojan War. So, while returning home to Ithaca after the war, they ran into this island where these bunch of lotus eaters lived. They had these flowers, and if you ate them, you forgot your homeland. Many of Odysseus's men did so, and he had to set them straight. So they left. Next, they came to this island where a bunch of Cyclopses live. Specifically, they ran into Polyphemus, the son of Poseidon. He captured them and took them to his cave, where he and his sheep lived. The cave was blocked by a rock. To get out of the cave, while Polyphemus was sleeping, they stabbed a burning stake into his one eye, after they told him that Odysseus' name was nobody. When his giant friends checked in on him and they asked why he was screaming, he said nobody was killing him. So with Polyphemus blind, the men tied themselves to the bottom of the sheep, and when Polyphemus let the sheep out, they got a free ride out. So they left. Next, they come to this king Aeolus, who gives them a bag of winds from that SpongeBob episode. And, of course, Odysseus' men thought there was treasure inside the bag, which obviously wasn't true, so that bag was supposed to be opened and send them back to their homeland, but of course they wasted it. Next, they come to these Lystrygonian cannibalistic tall people. They're really tall people that are called Lystrygonians, and they're cannibalistic, so they had to deal with them. Odysseus and his men eventually did leave. Then they come to this island where this girl Circe lives, and then she gives them food, but it's drugged, and it turns them into swines or pigs. So they eventually end up staying with Circe for 1 year. Like a year, like 365 days, like 12 months. Like that's 1 year out of 10 of the years they spent on this entire trip. So Odysseus and his men eventually get out, and then they run into these chicks called sirens, which are basically women with wings that sing. So they get through the sirens and then meet these things called Scylla and Charybdis. Odysseus uses his strategies and then finally gets through with only losing a few men rather than all his boats. Then they go meet this girl Tiresias in the underworld, who gives them actual directions on how to get back to Ithaca, which was their main goal this whole time. And then they meet this girl Calypso, and you know how they spent a year with Circe? Well, they spent 7 years with Calypso because they're smart, and Calypso's a very I guess you could say persuasive, or yeah, persuasive, I guess. Let's just keep it at that. Meanwhile, back at home, Odysseus's faithful wife is playing some trick where she says once she knits this cloth thing, she'll marry some suitor, but because she's also smart, she every night she unknits it, so like she never makes any progress because she's smart. Then when Odysseus finally gets home, his wife has a competition to see who can string a bow and then shoot it through some axe heads, and Odysseus, as the beggar, is the only one who can do it, and then his wife knows it's him, and then they live happily ever after.